finishing the game in overtime like we did gave us a little bit of swagger coming out of it. Gives your kids some confidence coming into the next game.
We won't have to fire our kids up.
For a close-up look at all your Concho Valley High School football, this is Inside the Game, sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.
Welcome to the last Inside of the Game for this season. I'm your host, Jaden Hart, and we couldn't have asked for a better game of lineup this week. The return of Central Permian rivalry, the area round of the playoffs for 4A through 1A. 7 Concho Valley teams looking to keep their seasons alive. And man, were there some awesome matchups out there this week. But before we dive into the playoffs, we start with the big one, San Angelo Central versus the Permian Panthers. The two programs have seen their fair share of awesome battles through the year. The Angry Orange faithful rejoiced when the news came out that they were returning to the Little Southwest Conference back in February. Yeah, it meant the Bobcats were headed back to a district where they belong, but more importantly, it meant that they got to play Permian again. During last season's Central's last stint out west, they won 5 straight district titles. 3 of them went through the Panthers, and after a 2-year hiatus, a district title was up for grabs again when the two met tonight. Kissing the cat for good luck. It was a turnover-filled first half. Opening possession, Bobcats threatening. Malachi Brown throws a pick in the end zone. That's just his first one or second one in the last 4 games. But Central would get back in the red zone. And here Brown delivering one to Jalen Lifesty for the touchdown. Great catch for the Angry Orange, and they take a 7-0 lead. Midway through the second quarter, Permian strikes back. Harper Terry airs one out to Shea Deary. Spectacular grab to put the Panthers on the board. 7-6 is the score, and something just started to click for both these offenses because they started scoring points. Brown would give it off to Lifesty, and Lifesty takes it all the way in for 6. Central takes a 17-6 lead. And then a little later, after a Bobcat fumble, some trickery, Rodney Hall to Deary, wide open for the touchdown. And Mojo would get the 2-point conversion. So we're even at 17 at the half, but Central would come out strong in the second, and they snap their losing streak against the Cats. Final score, 58-38. Here's Central head coach Brent Davis after the game.
Yeah, we turned it over all night. I mean, you're not going to beat them doing that, and that's something that it's always a key to any game. And you know, they made some of those. They outplayed us. It's just one of those deals, you know, where we got down and trying to catch up and never could get it done. And Permian outplayed us. You know, they caused turnovers. They ran their offense extremely well and outplayed us. Obviously, we got a chance to still get a piece of the district title next week if we can win. So it's a huge game. I mean, playing Lee and Midland's always a huge game. We want to go into playoffs with some momentum. So it'll be big for us.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
So let's see how Lee did. Showdown for Oiltown, Midland High and Midland Lee. Early on the MHS drive, Mateo Houston going to punch it in for the Bulldogs, and they're up 7-0, giving the Midland Lee Rebels a bit of a scare. After Lee going for it on 4th down, Mikey Serrano needs a yard, and he doesn't get it. Serrano, I messed up, sets up another MHS touchdown by Houston, and it's 14-0 Bulldogs. But Midland High with the ball after a touchdown. They would find the tight end who's always open, and he's a fast one. Jordan Springer gets it inside the 5, but this is when things would start to turn because they turned it over after that big gain, and it wouldn't take long for Mikey Serrano and the Rebels to get on the board. Christian Romero, he does the rest. Touchdown, Rebels. That tied the game, and then in the very first play for Midland High, after they get the ball back, Daniel Garcia coughs it up, And look at that. Jalen Robertson's just going to add another lead touchdown. That made it 20-14. And Midland Lee is your winners tonight. They keep their district title hopes alive with a 63-40 victory. Over to other Little Southwest Conference game, Abilene High and Odessa. The Eagles get a 29-7 win. They've already clinched that final playoff spot as we get ready to look at the district standings for 2-6A. I think they're coming. Here they are. As you can see, Permian now in first place. They've clinched at least a share of the district title. Central and Midland Lee play next week, and that game will determine who will be co-champs with Permian. And that could also set up a scenario where Central gets another district title out in the Little Southwest Conference. As I said, Abilene sitting at 3-2. They've locked up that fourth and final playoff spot. So we've got a little bit of intrigue going into this final week of the regular season for our 6A Central Bobcats. And that game out in Midland is going to be really important, not only because of that district title streak, but you want to end your season on a high note before going into playoffs, kind of like what Coach Davis said. They're more than likely going to get to host a playoff game, but I think it comes down to if they win, then it will be some seeding type stuff, but they would have the opportunity to host a playoff game. They're already the #1 seed in Division II based on enrollment. So big game, big stakes on the line next week out in Midland. But hey, we are just getting started because I mentioned it was playoff season. We've got all of our area round matchups, 3A down to 1A. Those highlights right after this.
Are you ready to shop? Because you know we got the deals during the Black Friday Super Sale at Furniture Row. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings add up. Or get free gifts with qualifying purchase. Plus 7 years no interest financing and free shipping right to your doorstep. Did I mention 7 years no interest? Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. The Black Friday Super Sale, only at Furniture Row.
Here's a word from another KSAN preferred partner.
Whether you need new light fixtures, remodeling a kitchen, or building a new commercial property, you can trust RM Electrical to do the job right and treat you like family. RM Electrical. In the dark, we light the way.
Still hard to find a spot, just easier to park. Still the big move, just more moving. Still singing, just more in tune. Still the gang's all here, just less are we there yet. The Chevy family of SUVs, making life's journey just better.
Now during the Chevy Cyber Sales event, use $500 Cyber Cash on most SUV models to get $4,250 total cash allowance on all 2020 Trax models. Visit ChevyCyberSalesEvent.com today.
By definition, steel is an alloy with qualities of hardness and strength, combined with iron and other metals to yield a unique product. Similarly, WW-AFCO Steel's commitment to quality and industry-leading experience meld a blend of excellence and stability unmatched in the industry. WW-AFCO Steel is one of the largest fabricators of steel bridges, structural and industrial projects in North America. We're looking for welders and fitters for our San Angelo and Abilene locations. If you'd like to come and grow with our company, please send your resume to kbartz@wwafcosteel.com. KSAN cares, so let's make someone's holiday a little brighter. Donate your non-perishable food items at both HEB locations, Brown Honda of San Angelo, or KSAN's Digital Bureau in the Sunset Mall, November 16th through November 20th. Make a difference with KSAN Cares.
Back. All right, it's time to talk playoffs. Last week, the Wallhawks kept their season alive with a thrilling overtime win over Boyd and then 11 straight by-district round of victories. Tonight, they had a chance for another impressive milestone. With a win over Bushland, it would mark the Hawks' 9th consecutive year where they've won an area round game. But it wouldn't be an easy task. The Falcons' only 2 losses this season are against 2 of the #1 teams in the state, 3A Division I Brock and 3A Division II Canadian. An up-tempo dink and duck offense against a ground and pound clock-controlling Hawks offense. Out to Tiger Stadium we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we had another thriller on hand with the Wallhawks. First quarter, after a fumble by Wall, this is Bushland capitalizing. 4 plays later, Janelle with the touchdown, and Falcons are on top 7-0 late in the first half. Wall trying to get the offense rolling in the second, and they jump-started. Gabe Haskins off to Dominic Garcia, and he busts a big run, almost gets in for the touchdown. He's tackled at the 4, but on the very next play, Haskins punching it in with the quarterback keeper. Wall ties the game at 7 apiece. We'll pick it up after another Wall Hawk turnover. Bushland marching their way down the field. Janelle, he's back to pass, finds Cash Bradley over the middle, and Bushland leads 14-7. That would be the score at half, but this one, like I said, was a thriller. It went to OT. It took 2 of them to be exact. Bushland scored after Wall, and they went for a 2-point conversion, and they get a 28-27 victory, ending the Hawks' season. Our Rachel Turnock was in Snyder and has more.
Jaden, this is definitely a tough one for the Hawks to swallow, especially with just the fight that they had in this game. In the second half on defense, they were able to just shut down Bushland until the Falcons scored to tie it at 20 with that blocked point after attempt that eventually sent it to overtime. The Hawks started out on defense in overtime and going to a second OT, while scoring to take a 27-20 lead in overtime, and then Bushland quickly scoring after to make it 27-26, courtesy of Cash Bradley. They took a timeout and decided to go for 2, which is what the game changer was, as they did get that 2-point conversion courtesy of Cash Bradley again, who was wide open. So Bushland, they are area champions. The Hawks just fall in this one. Coach Guy, he's just proud of these seniors, but he feels for them.
You know, it's just testament to how they've been all year long. You know, it's a great tribute to the leadership that they leave for these juniors and sophomores and freshmen that were on the field tonight. To see that, you know, that's probably the biggest legacy that they'll leave for these guys, is to see how they played when you know their backs are against the wall, and that's one of the things that they'll be remembered for the most.
So as Bushland moves on as area champions, the Hawks, they finished their season as 8-4. Reporting from Tiger Stadium in Snyder, I'm Rachel Turnock with KSAN Sports.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
All right, so looking at 3A Division I, Region 1, Bushland is the winner, so they take on Pilot Point next. Number 6, Jim Ned, gets a big test next week against the number 1 team in the state, Brock Eagles. Wall was looking for that rematch against Pilot Point, but we'll have to wait for at least next season. All right, let's hop all the way down to 6-man for a behemoth of a matchup. The number 1 team in the state in the final 1A Division I rankings versus the team that entered as the number 1 team in the state in the preseason. Sterling City versus Rankin. These two battled it out twice last season. The Eagles won the first one, while the Red Devils got revenge and knocked Sterling City out of the playoffs the second time around. Now, the rubber match. The Eagles have beaten the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 6th ranked teams this season. Could they take down the 5th? First offensive play of the game, Cross Knittel takes the toss and does what he does best. Uses his speed, and that was just the start of the scoring spree that would occur in this game. Later in the quarter, Rankin is going to take the lead. Deshaun Goodley in from 4 yards out. Red Devils up 22-16. They led 46-32. Going into the second quarter, and let's just light up the scoreboard some more. Goodley to Ben Rio, spin move. He's in for the Rankin touchdown. Red Devils up 52-40, but here come the Sterling City Eagles. Knittel gets the pitch, and it's a foot race between 2 fast guys. He jukes out Goodley, and he's going to score a touchdown. Eagles down 52-48, and then right before halftime, Hudson Cox to Chance Ferguson. Dimer there. They trailed 60-56 at the break, but Sterling City would regain control in the third quarter. They led from that point forward, put up 100 points and win it 100-88. Here's their head coach, Trey Sisko.
Man, I am just so excited for these kids. You know, as hard as they fought, and you know, that's what we talk about, leave it out on the, all out on the field, and they did that tonight, and you know, they fought through everything, and you know, just, you know, it's just a testament to them and the hard work they put in that that they're in the spot they're in right now. You know, I mean, there's a reason we played these tough teams is so we are ready for games like this when it comes down to it, and I think that helped us be prepared.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
So the Eagles are moving on, and if they want to make it to the state title game, they're going to have to go through some common opponents from earlier this season. Starting next week against district foe Westbrook, they got the best of the Wildcats the first time. Now we're going for another matchup. That one is still to be announced, and we will give you those details as soon as we know something. And then the next round of this match of Sterling City's path to a state title is going to be with another familiar opponent, because up in Region 1 you have Happy or Borden County playing one another for the regional final up there. So Happy, a team Sterling City already beat. Borden County, a team Sterling City's already beat. So like I said, familiar opponents is what it's going to take if Sterling City wants to make it to the state championship game. All right, we're at the halftime mark and inside the game, but coming up, we've still got some playoff football action. The Ballinger Bearcats, we're taking on the Spearman Lynx, and Water Valley looking to keep their red-hot streak and move on in the playoffs. That right when we come back.
Hi, I'm Mike with MGB, Mike's Gold Buyers. Gold and silver prices are terrific, which means more money for your gold, silver, and diamonds. Come to MGB and you'll say,
I sold gold and I like Mike.
On Avenue N by Angelo State.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Asbestos manufacturers sold deadly asbestos materials to thousands of companies, putting workers at risk. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be entitled to a portion of these funds and receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or ever going to court.
For your free legal consultation, call 800-785-1242 now. That's 800-785-1242. I am a paid non-attorney spokesperson.
Still hard to find a spot, just easier to park. Still the big move, just more moving. Still singing, just more in tune. Still the gang's all here, just less are we there yet. The Chevy family of SUVs, making life's journey just better.
Now during the Chevy Cyber Sales event, use $500 Cyber Cash on most SUV models to get $4,250 total cash allowance on all 2020 Trax models. See All American Chevrolet in San Angelo.
Trend Furniture presents A Miracle on Wellington. Trend Furniture is giving away a house full of furniture. If you know a person or family in need, send us a letter at 4002 Wellington 76904 or go to trendfurniture.net and give us their name, address, and phone number and tell us why they need a miracle. All entries must be in a Trend Furniture no later than January the 4th at 5 p.m. An independent panel of judges will choose a winner to be announced on January the 8th. Help us make a miracle with Trend Furniture.
So you can't save money? That's easy as pie. Drink from the tap. A $3 bottle of water a day times 10 years times 6% interest is over 14,000 clams. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feedthepig.org.
Welcome back. The Ballinger Bearcats entered the week fresh off what was pretty much a first-round bye. Their by-district round opponent, Odessa Compass, had to forfeit last week. And awaiting them in the area round was the 5th-ranked team in 3A Division II, the Spearman Lynx. It's been a historic season for Ballinger, and with a win, could add a area round victory for the first time since 2002 to their list of accomplishments. Floydada, Texas, the site for this one. And we're going to have action from the very first kick. Opening kickoff, Fabian Hernandez muffs it, and Colton Hampton comes up with the, look at the Bearcat sideline going nuts. But the Lynx would make up for the mistake and hold Ballinger to a 4th down and it's a turnover on downs. And then Jack Wilderson keeps the ball and finds a hole, but is met by a few Bearcats who keep him from pushing it in because that's a pile, and he does get in, actually. Spearman up 7-0. And then Brennan Thompson catches a pass at midfield and takes the ball straight into the end zone for another Lynx touchdown. They made it 14-0 Spearman, and they're going to cruise past the Bearcats tonight. They get a big win, 35-7, ending their season, and that means the 3A Division II Region 1 regional round will look like this. Childress playing the 5th-ranked Spearman Lynx, who would have been able to set up that matchup with Ballinger. That's the team Childress is that Ballinger has struggled with the last 2 seasons. Then you have the big one, Canadian. They're the team everyone's trying to beat. Taking on Idalou should be fun going forward in 3A Division II. All right, let's go back over to 6-man. We saw 2 ranked teams duking it out in Big Lake earlier. How about 2 more ranked teams? The red-hot Water Valley Wildcats with their toughest test during their 6-game winning streak tonight. They were taking on the 7th-ranked Lakey Eagles. And let's see how this one would take out. Lions Stadium in Ozona is where we go. The Wildcats strike first. Cannon Weiss takes the pitch, takes the sideline, and scores. Water Valley up 8-0 early. The Eagles would respond quickly. Roger Garcia takes the short pass, weaving his way around blockers, and he's in. 8-8's our score. But Water Valley had control of this game in the first half. Cannon Weiss takes another handoff, breaking tackles, and he's in for 6. Water Valley leads 24-16 at that point. But before the half, Garcia is going to punch it in for a little bit of Lakey momentum, and that's when it would shift. Despite Water Valley leading, Lakey would use the second half momentum for a comeback, and they end Water Valley's season tonight. Final score, 64-46. So with that, just playing with the regional round matchups and seeing who everyone would play. Lakey is moving on to face a very good 4th-ranked May team. Obviously, still details to come as to where that one will be played. All right, we still have 2 more games to get to, 3, excuse me. Coming up, we'll check in on the Mason Punchers, the Christoval Cougars, and Blackwell Hornets. But first, let's go to this week's Bulls Fan Cam.
Inside the Game is provided by Chick-fil-A.
Welcome to La Esperanza Clinic, with 2 locations serving San Angelo and the Concho Valley. Our Lakeview location offers adult primary, women's health, pediatrics, and dental. Our Chatterton location offers adult primary, behavioral health, and extended hours. Both sites provide telehealth, 24/7 access to online patient portal, affordable payment options, assistance with Texas Healthy Women's, SNAP benefits, and Marketplace. La Esperanza Clinic is here to make healthcare accessible for everyone in the Concho Valley.
Hi, I'm Mike with MGB, Mike's Gold Buyers. Gold and silver prices are terrific, which means more money for your gold, silver, and diamonds. Come to MGB and you'll say,
I sold gold and I like Mike.
On Avenue N by Angelo State.
Imagine being free from the pain normal exercise can cause. Introducing the Teeter Free Step, featuring patented stride technology licensed from commercial high-end physical therapy equipment. Free Step is the only home-use stepper with this unique, gentle linear motion, delivering the best in low-impact exercise.
It's almost like the machines that I had at physical therapy. The Free Step has been a lifesaver for me. It really has.
93% of users surveyed reported the Free Step was easier on their knees and back than other cardio options.
I've tried the elliptical, I've tried the stationary bike. The Free Step answered so many of the issues that I had. I can get a full body workout and not be in pain while I'm doing it.
The Free Step engages both the upper and lower body, boosting calorie burn by more than 17% and distributing muscle exertion so your workout feels easier.
Instead of sitting in my favorite chair, now I'm sitting on Free Step. I can watch TV. I'm moving my legs, I'm moving my arms. Before I know it, the show's over and I just got a great workout without even thinking about it.
Call or go to tryfreestep.com to learn more.
For the latest news, or to unwind with some engaging conversations about sports, entertainment, and everything in between, go to ConchoValleyHomepage.com/live and check out our webcasts.
The Mason Punchers have flipped the script since starting their season 0-4. They're on an 8-game winning streak, claimed their 10th straight district title. Now they're looking to move on to the regional round for a 5th straight season. Taking on the Kennedy Lions out at San Antonio tonight. And check out this run by quarterback Matthew Kerr. He's going to get the Punchers on the board first, diving there at the pylon. Mason out front 6-0. Now, another touchdown in the first by Kerr. That was a quick one. Quick cuts here. And this is Kerr again, maneuvering in for the touchdown. Mason wins it 41-18. They're moving on to the regional round, and this is what it will look like in Region 4. Shiner, the #1 team in the state, taking on the Mason Punchers. And then the bottom half of the bracket, Refugio, Ganado, big matchups. We'll see if Mason is able to move on. Christoval, massive win. I mean massive tonight. They get a 72-30 win, and it's their first area round playoff win in their 11-man program history. So that means they're taking on the Snook Blue Jays. D'Hanis was the team that El Dorado had to forfeit to, setting up a matchup with Fall City. But I mentioned it was Christoval's big win tonight. I caught up with head coach Casey Otho. Here's what he had to say.
I feel good about it. I thought the kids played well. Kind of worried about, coming off of a bye week that we weren't, hadn't scheduled, and see how they would do and things like that. And we kind of came out a little slow, and then we started getting things going. These guys have been a part of a lot of records here at Christoval, and they've earned it.
All right, and then a rematch from last year's state semifinal game. Blackwell falls to #3 Motley County 64-16, meaning the Hornets season comes to an end. So that is all of our area round playoff games from this week, and we've got a few more waiting. Sterling City moving on, Christoval moving on. Those two look like they could make make a deep playoff run. Big game for Central next week. I'm going to try to make it out to the game on Friday at Midland Lee, and then Sterling City also. Before we wrap up the show, I just want to say thanks to all the people in production in the back, the ones that aren't on camera that make this show possible every single week. They dedicate a lot of their time to make sure I look somewhat presentable on TV and make sure that the graphics look good for you guys at home. With that being said, I appreciate you guys, the audience, also for tuning in all season long. And it doesn't mean our football coverage comes to an end. Just make sure you tune in to KSAN News at 10. Until next week, I'm signing off.
Inside the Game is sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.